Hi everyone, Anne Marie here from Bring It Home, here today to talk to you about emotional intelligence. So, what is an emotion? Why do we want to feel our feelings all the way through? And how do we get to know and feel them and teach our children by modeling how to do the same for themselves? So, the first big idea here is this idea of what is an emotion. So this is so fascinating. I loved when I got this definition of an emotion, which is it's simply an energy in motion. So it's an energy in motion in and on the body. So you might feel your emotions running through you like electricity runs through a cord. So an emotion is simply energy. It's an energy out there that moves through us at any given moment. So take a minute, just a minute, and think about a time you were angry, right? Like, you know, you get clenched up, maybe your fingers or your fists tighten up, your throat gets tight, your shoulders are tight, or at least that's what happens for me. And what is your mental reaction? Most of us think anger is bad. So, for the purposes of this exploration, or sadness is bad, joy is good, I'm going to invite you in this exploration to simply look at the idea that emotions are neutral. There's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong. This doesn't mean we don't have preferences, but for the purposes of this talk today, I simply want you to expand your mind and open it up to the idea that emotions are here just simply as messengers, as a way in which we experience our humanity, our way of being in the world. So, this idea of EQ, of cultivating emotional intelligence, is simply here as a tool for us to constantly cultivate presence. So, when, for instance, we're present, we are available to be in relationship with others. But when we're hijacked by an emotion like sadness or fear or even joy sometimes or anger, we we're compromised. There's something getting in the way of us being fully present with another. We might be fully present over here with anger or sadness or joy, but by that very nature of being present all in here, we're not actually present to the other or to the outside world. So when we or our attention is hijacked, our brain is simply shut down. And for instance, in school, if our kids are hijacked by their emotions, they're not available for learning. They're not present. Their brain is closed down. So the reason we practice mindfulness, for instance, is so that we can calm our brain down, calm our nervous system down, and get back online. So we're available once again to use our brain in a way that allows for creativity and memory and thinking. The prefrontal cortex opens up. So years ago, emotional intelligence was a term created by two leading researchers and then popularized by Dan Goleman. And they defined emotional intelligence as the ability to recognize, understand, and own our emotions. So here at Bring It Home, we talk about 5 core emotions. And we label them as anger, joy, fear, sadness, creativity, or sexual feelings. So anger, for instance, is that emotion that sort of rises up. It has a lot of heat in it. I sometimes say it boils up, like it starts in a simmer. So it might start as an irritation or frustration. And when ignored, it might rise up to full-on anger or rage. But anger's here to say that something needs to stop. Something is not of service here in this experience that I'm having. The second emotion, fear, is the wise emotion. It's really, really filled filled with a lot of wisdom, and it's here to say something needs to be paid attention to. Wake up. What's going on? What do I need to be alerted to in this now moment? Sadness is so beautiful. Sadness is this emotion that tells us there's something that we need to let go of or grieve. Joy is a bubbling up energy. It's an energy that's here to say something's here to be celebrated or enjoyed or to be a part of. And then this idea of sexual or creative energy is this, that there's a creative life force in us wanting to bring forward that which wants to be birthed into the world, and do it in a respectful way, in a way that brings us full aliveness, and so that we're fully alive and we're always expressing ourselves to our fullest potential. So imagine, an artist sort of feeling whatever's coming out of them in the moment in the most creative fashion possible. So the key here is that all our emotions are of service, but when they're denied or ignored or we're unconscious of them, they can be dangerous. So for instance, if we're ignoring our anger, we're unconscious of it or not paying attention to it, it's going to sneak out. We might unconsciously get aggressive towards another or maybe towards ourselves, but we're going to take the anger. It needs to release. It's like a soda can that's all shaken up. Once you open it up, it's going to completely explode, right? So if we simply allow it, it won't actually explode. It won't be at another. Sadness from below the line or unconsciously can lead into being moody or depression when we're ignoring it or not paying attention to it or not being with it. So the idea here is, can I label my feelings? Can I notice them? Can I be aware of my feelings? Can I actually be with my feelings without resisting them, without pushing them away? And then can I organically move that feeling? Research tells us that it takes 90 seconds for an emotion to organically move through your body. So can I allow it to rise up, recognize it, label it, be with it, and move it? Watch your kids, your little toddlers. They notice an emotion, they receive that emotion, they express it, and then they're over it in no time at all. Our kids are here to teach us actually how to organically be with our emotions. So this is the big idea. It's to wake up, recognize what's here now, even if it's really subtle, by checking in with our body and our body's intelligence. So we locate our sensations as an energy living in and on our body. So anger might show up as tension in our jaw and shoulders and our fists. Sadness might feel heavy and weighing us down. Joy might feel elevated and exciting. Fear might feel tight and withdrawn, or there might be some constriction in the body. What's the last one? I forgot one. But you get what I mean. So all of our emotions have a physical sensation that we can begin to recognize what our body's physical relationship or physical sensations or markers are. So we really want to be able to locate those sensations, accept them, not resist them, not push them away. Move or breathe or vocalize our bodies to match that emotion. Right? So the big idea here is that we want our outward expression to match our inward feeling. Our kids do it all the time. They have no fear, no shame around it. But our egos start to get in the way. Don't behave like that. You shouldn't do that. That's embarrassing. That's childish. So really this idea of just being in flow with all our emotions all of the time is simply not accepted in our culture. But if we were to really just get with, wow, I'm noticing there's some sadness here and I just want to feel it and move it. So Emotional intelligence is the literacy of emotions, but it's also this idea of feeling the emotions all the way through. And then there's this bonus, this giant bonus at the end, because with every emotion, there's some wisdom or some intelligence. So anger might say there's something needs to stop. Sadness might say there's something here to grieve or let go of, and can I just allow the grieving? Fear is going to say, wake up, pay attention, something needs to change, or you need to be aware of something, wake up. So the idea here, guys, is that we want to identify, we want to label, we want to release, and then, only then are we present so that we have the clarity to get the wisdom that comes to us through the gift of our emotions. So if you want to learn more about feeling your feelings all the way through, I would love for you to join me in our Foundations of Conscious Parenting course that's available online. It's a 6-module self-guided online course where you come together with other parents who are exploring the tools of being in conscious relationship with you and your children. And if that's not as exciting to you, feel free to join our 5-day mini course, which will give you a brief overview and give you, a skim view of what it means to feel your feelings all the way through, take 100% responsibility, and get present in your life as a parent. Thanks so much. Hope to see you soon.